stock technicals to watch here. So BA today, it's up 5.3% actually on Friday, and it closed at $224 level. So before we jump, I want to disclose that I did play long in the morning when stock was sitting at $220 levels, and I tried to go long with daily, basically YOLO 25s, and I had to sell it for a loss. So I lost money, but came back later to see that the stock closed at that pretty much strike price. So pushed higher after pretty much second half of the day, even higher. It gapped up. A lot of travel stocks gapped up and they pushed higher today. So it was very, very good day. And also market was hitting all-time highs. So this is my technicals for Boeing. So I'm gonna switch to yearly chart. On a yearly chart, you see I have been watched. So basically every candle here represents 1 day of price action, and you will see here what I was watching as a downtrend. This blue line right here on my screen, that was the downtrend I was watching for Boeing, and I was hoping that maybe it will break out and it will run. That's the only reason why I played it here in the morning as a long, because it was breaking out. And I was convinced that this is a breakout, so it's not making lower highs anymore. If it does break out of here, then we could have a multi-day run. But my bad that I didn't buy time, so I just played the dailies. So from here, 224, that's where it closed. We want to see a follow through, right? Because the volume was nice. It did break out with nice volume. And also it was sitting with this $205 level as a support. It wasn't making lower lows. So, and from here, resistance would be somewhere here at 230. So above 230, we have a resistance at 240 right here. Above 240, we have a resistance, maybe a little bit of a resistance at 250, and then 260, and then we have 278, so 52-week highs. So basically every $10 is a resistance from here if it gets to 30. And also let me bring up the moving averages before we switch to different time frames. So if you take a look at that, stock got above 50-day moving average, which on my screen, this yellow line right here, above its 20-day, but still below its 200-day moving average. So this red line right here is 200-day moving average, which is 229 at the moment. So that's gonna act as a resistance as well, because if you look back right here, it took, I think, 2 weeks of a price action. It couldn't get above that 200-day moving average. So whenever stock is trading below these kind of moving averages, they act as a resistance. Whenever they get back above, they act as a support. So in Boeing's case, so that's another support, a resistance here. So above that, it can go all the way till 240. So what about the monthly chart? What's going on with those? So I'm gonna remove the moving averages, and maybe before we do that, let's take a look at the MACD. So MACD moving sideways. There's no like an indication that momentum has shifted to the upside, even though signal line and the MACD line curling up here, and even though on a daily you can see that, yeah, we have 3, 4, 5 days of uptick momentum to the upside, but we want to see more. And what about let's take a look at the weekly chart. What's going on with the weekly chart? So on a weekly chart, you can see, yeah, it was downtrending, now breaking out, and we can see more of a breakout. What about the monthly chart? So on a monthly chart, you can see, well, November has just started. and that's the definition of a downtrend. So if you look at the monthly candle, so basically every candle here, 1 month of price action. So 5 months is in a row, Boeing has been closing negative, and November could be that turning point where we can see some upside momentum from here. So, and also they have earnings coming up. Looks like they reported earnings very recently, right? So it looks like it was, yeah, a week ago. So earnings out of the way. What about the option activity? That's what I'm interested in. If people have made any significant bets today on Friday. 440,000 calls were traded, 102,000 puts were traded. So clearly more bullish activity, but what people are betting on, what people are playing. So it looks like 5th of November, the ones that I played, they already expired. So there are a lot of people who played those, traded those. So I'm seeing December 17th, 220 call. Next year, 235 call, 220 call. December 250 call. Next year, 235. Next year, $300 call for January. And there are some puts as well for December, 215, 220, 220. And these are all spreads, all right? So, but by looking at these orders, I can say pretty bullish activity, and but most of them are long term, all right? But for November 19th, there are some 250, 255, 235, 245 naked calls. So definitely option market was bullish today, and price action was bullish as well. So that's all I have for Boeing. I hope you guys liked it. I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel. Take care. Peace.